It begins right now. Welcome, everybody. I want to welcome you to our Trading Essentials. Wow, this is actually part 4 of our series. As you can see here, I'm wearing the Dirty Energy hat today. What's the Dirty Energy hat? Look at the side there. There it is. Glad to see you guys all in here with me. It is a brand new week. First of all, let me first apologize for not being able to do the live stream on Friday. I actually, and I'll be quite honest with you, I had a doctor's appointment that I absolutely needed to go to. And of course, if you understand how the medical industry works, especially here in Florida, if you don't handle your appointment then, it's 6 more months before you get one. And so this is something that I needed to do. But anyway, I'm all good. All good. Nothing wrong with me that I know of and that they know of either. So it was a good, clean bill of health. Anyway, glad to have you here on the program today. We got a lot to cover. This is actually part 4 of what I like to call Tom's Trading Essentials. And more importantly, it's we're going to be getting into cryptocurrency today. So let's just call this Tom's Crypto Essentials. And so, again, excited to have you guys all in here today. Thank you all first for all the comments you've been sharing with me over the past several live trades and live streams that we've been doing. I'm going to keep these up. I enjoy doing these. They're unedited. You get me live. If I screw up, I screw up. I'm going to tell you I screw up. But in any event, you really get, I like to say, a look over my shoulder. And for those of you that are brand new with me, I want to welcome you to our live stream. I'm going to be here for at least an hour today, maybe longer, depending on what it is that we get into and how deep of a dive we go. All right. Kathy's saying it right there. You bring it up real quick, guys. Hey, listen, if you want to help support the channel, smash the like. You know, it's that thumbs up over there in the corner, the bottom corner of the screen. Smash that. It really does help support the channel. And it does something to the YouTube algorithm. And really, I mean, nobody outside of YouTube even knows how the algorithm works. But we know that smashing the like button does help the channel. Also, if you're new to us, and I know this with the folks that are not new. So about 50% of our folks that watch videos are subscribers. That means half of you are not. So I'm going back to the format starting after this live stream where we're going to be posting videos. We're going to be doing podcasts. I'm going to do a video this week called Top Rookie Mistakes to Avoid. And that's when it comes to trading options and trading cryptocurrency. And so I plan on getting into that, the top rookie mistakes that I made long ago and what I think you need to do to avoid them. And there's a lot of folks out there in one category that are making a lot of mistakes. All right. They're making especially one big mistake. And I want to share that with you. So that'll be on the video coming up later this week. Actually, it's going to be coming tomorrow. So anyway, let's go ahead and get rolling here, guys. But again, like I said, thank you once again for showing up and tuning in with us. I want to also mention as we go through, and let me go ahead and put the and put some of the housekeeping up here before we begin. I've said it before. I'll say it again. The disclaimer you see on the screen, you can pause this live stream and you can read it in its entirety. I'm just going to mention 2 quick things. Number 1, stock options and crypto trading have large potential rewards, but also large potential risk. And number 2, I'm not an investment advisor. All right. I don't manage money for other people. I manage money for myself and our family office. And I say that because you should do your own homework. All right. And I don't give personal investment advice. So that's between you and your broker. All right. Moving forward, hey, for those of you that are new with me, who's Tom Gentile? Who the hell's he? I've been around a little while, guys. I started out in 1986 trading. All right, 1986. I was 21 years old then. I couldn't start any younger. No one would take my signature without my parents. And there was no way they were going to co-sign as a risk on a 21-year-old. I don't blame them. So Anyway, from there, I actually made money in the beginning as a trader. And then I lost it all and then some in 1987. And the things I've learned since 1987 have been quite a few. Let's say in if trading were a game, I'd have a lot of experience points. And so I want to share a lot of those experience points with you. And that's what we do here on the channel, right? Since then, I've been involved in stocks, options, currencies, commodities. Many of you know Optionetics. That's the company that myself and George Fontenilles co-founded back in the early 90s. And since then, I've done a few books. I've been on a few TV programs. But more importantly, I am the founder and editor of TomGentile.com, Optionetics.com. I'm the refounder of Optionetics.com, and of course, Tom'sOptionTools.com, which is where we get a lot of our trading opportunities from. So when I talk opportunities, opportunities that are really very, very few people even utilize. You got to realize that out here in the trading and investing world, the majority of people trade on hype. They trade on hope. They trade on fear. They trade on greed, and so that's something that we don't teach here at the channel. All right, we don't teach about hope and fear and greed. If anything, we trade against those. And that's the point that I want to make to you, okay? How do we find our trading opportunities? Well, it's very simple. We look at what are called rules-based opportunities. That means we will go through. I'm a pattern trader. I trade patterns. And some of those patterns are in technical analysis. And some of those patterns are fundamental analysis. But all of these patterns are based on something that we call quantitative analysis. That means we take a series of data, all right? We sift through that data. I have computers that do that, right? And from that data, we spot patterns. In some cases, patterns that nobody else can see, all right? Patterns that everybody can see, and we tried a few of those, are, for instance, if you look at, let's say, moving averages. Those are patterns that anybody can get a hold of, right? Another area where folks can get a hold of a lot of patterns are seasonal patterns, like those that are printed on the Stock Trader's Almanac every year. Stock Trader's Almanac by the Hirsch Company, great. By the way, great read. I love that, right? And although they're not sponsoring this video or any of my live stream videos, I know Jeff Hirsch very well. And they put out a good product with Stock Trader's Almanac. That's something that everybody has access to. What I look at also are things that I'm going out there trying to find things that nobody has access to. And that's the important part that I want to share with those of you, is that we look for rules-based trading regardless of where those rules may come, okay? From there, we create alternative risk trades. Sometimes those are in options. Cryptocurrency is an alternative trade. There's a risk to it, but you can also put in as little as you want. All right, you don't have to go with like a share of Amazon, which costs $3,300, $3,400 a share. Right, you don't have to put $3,400 into Bitcoin, even though it's trading for $35,000, $36,000. All right, you got 8 decimal places to the right, which means you can dilute yourself all the way down to dollars in Bitcoin, dollars in Ethereum, dollars in alt currencies. And it's just a matter of whether you're an investor or a trader. If you're an investor, you've got a whole different set of rules, right? I do dollar cost averaging. I invest. I've got myself in a lot of different private and public investments. And yes, I invest in cryptocurrency. Yes, I invest in Bitcoin. I'll get into that in a few minutes. But I also trade these things, okay? I also trade these things. And so, I want to get into that. And so let's move into some of what we do here and really what I want to talk about today. So I'm going to do a quick review of part 1, part 2, and part 3 of our Trading Essentials series. If you want to see the Trading Essentials series in detail, they're on the channel. You can go back and look at them. They're live streams I did last week. They're on the channel. We also have them available at Tom'sOptionTools.com in the free videos portion. And so I want to mention too that to get to that, you can either go to tomsoptiontools.com, or you can find this right here on the YouTube channel. Okay. And speaking of tomsoptiontools.com, we do have a two-week free trial to all of the things that we offer at Tom's Option Tools. It's in the description below. Much, much more than I have and I can get into here in this Trading Essentials live stream that we're doing. All right, so let's pop along here. I want to talk about calls and puts again, part one. So we did a trade. I showed some examples in Bank of America and QQQ. Also, we talked about cash secured puts, and I did some stuff in Biogen, and I tried to get into AMC, as you all know last week if you tuned in. And so what I ended up doing was a credit spread on AMC, and I discussed debit and credit spreads in part 3, and we were discussing Amgen and AMC. I'm going to go back and look at that Amgen trade, and then I also want to look and see if there's something we can do with AMC today, all right? But the big part of our live stream is going to be in Crypto Essentials, trading and investing in cryptos. I want to talk about platforms. I want to talk about Robinhood. I want to talk about Coinbase. I want to talk about Coinbase Pro. All right, because those are the 3 platforms that I use. I got actually a couple more, but those are the big 3. And then I want to look at the big coins to buy. I'm going to do at least one buy in here today. And if it's as a trader, it's as a trader. If it's as an investor, it's as an investor. But I want to show you how these orders go through and how you can place these orders. All right, I'm not doing this to front run anybody. And in fact, that's probably why I'll do it more on the investing side than on the trading side. So I'll leave the trading side alone for a moment. But I will show you with some bigger coins how to invest. My plan was actually to buy some Doge. And I was going to do it last week. But because I had to push this forward to this week, and because the buy the rumors, sell the news event actually happened last week, I believe Doge, and you'll see it in the charts, I believe Doge is going to get a lot cheaper in the weeks to come. All right. So let's do this. Let's kind of move forward here, and let's talk about calls, puts, cash secured puts, and debit and credit spreads. Now, someone had asked a question, and I'm gonna come back to this in a moment. And they were asking about the morning report. Is the morning report still something that's available? I believe I have that morning report in here somewhere. There it is. So the TG Suite app. Someone's asking about the TG Suite app. It is still available. All right. And the morning report is a free report on the TG Suite app that we offer to anybody. And I've been talking about it here on the YouTube channel. So those of you who have not had a chance to see this, it's a free app within the TG Suite, TG Tom Gentile. What you're going to do a search on is TG Space Suite. Don't put it all in one thread, or you may not find it. So if you type in, if you go to your favorite smartphone, smart device, go ahead and type in and do a search on TG Space Suite. And if you do that, you will find my TTR logo there, and you'll see that it's under the finance section. You'll need to download it. Once you download it, when you open it up for the very first time, if you're already a Tom's Option Tools user, just use your login and password, and it'll open up. If you are not a Tom's Option Tool subscriber, and it's okay if you're not, I don't care. But if you want that free app, that morning report app, go to the bottom and put in some information for you being a non-subscriber. Right? There's a little information that we're requesting. Once you give us that, you will then have access to the morning report. And the morning report is the 7th button down there on the bottom. So if we were looking at the middle screen, this is the login portion. Here's what you see when you bring it up for the first time after you've logged in. Now, a lot of you may not see these top 6 because they're available for premium subscribers. But the bottom one says morning report. If you click on that, because it will be available, it will open up these 6 opportunities, right? And by the way, in my video tomorrow, when I talk about rookie mistakes, part of my rookie mistakes is going to be discussing folks that just buy options that are too expensive. That's one of the biggest rookie mistakes you make as an option trader. And I'm going to discuss how you can avoid that. And part of it's going to be using the cheap IV tab down here. But over the course of the next few weeks, I'm going to discuss the different types of things that are going on in here, how to access these, and how I look at trading them. All right. But again, it's there for the taking, guys. All you have to do is, again, look at that app. Go out there. You can find it. It's on iOS. It's on the Android Google Play Store. So you can download it, have fun with it, and let me know what you think about it too. So there we go. That's the morning report. Let me back up a second here. So we talked about all about calls, and we talked about all about puts, and just have a quick discussion with you. Okay. So last week we discussed buying calls and puts that were cheap and using the morning report. We also discussed on day 2, selling put options, selling what I like to call cash secured puts. Selling cash secured puts, well, that's a little bit different. That's involving, utilizing that that cash secured, using the cash in your account. All right, live stream, and I got a very important conversation I got to grab real quick. Well, no, maybe not. If he calls back again, my son calls me again, I'm taking the call. I'm taking the call live. I'm going to mute myself, but I'm going to take the call live. He may call me back again here in a sec. Anyway, cash secure puts. So we're talking about things that are on different option levels, level 1, level 2, level 3. Level 3, we were discussing spread opportunities, and we were looking at bullish spreads and we were looking at bearish spreads. And with bullish spreads, I was using debit spreads like bull call spreads, and I was also using bull put spreads, which were credit spreads, bullish credit spreads. With bearish spreads, and I didn't really get into those, but we would use bear put spreads and we would use bear call spreads. Again, all the details on this review I'm talking about is available. Again, it's available at the by simply going on to our live stream and bringing up the last week's essentials that we were doing. All right. Okay. Sorry, I'm bubbling along here. I'm waiting for the phone to ring again. All right. So last week we also discussed, and I'm just going to come over and bring it up real quick, Amgen. And we were looking at the Amgen 240-250 call spread. If you remember that last week, guys. So we were discussing that, and we were looking into again, where those, the fact that we were looking for that underlying asset, Amgen, to go higher in value, right? And from there, we'd see this spread widen out and mature over time. Remember when we discussed spreads? We discussed spreads that were buy the lower, sell the higher. That for the bull call spread. The lower strike call was the 240 call, 515. The higher strike call was the 250 call, 220. What happens is we use the higher strike call, the one that's in red. We use that one in red to help finance the one we're buying. So again, it lowers our cost, it lowers our risks. And then what happens here is that we're looking for that spread to go out in value and get bigger and bigger. All right. I have not looked at Amgen today. So that's going to be our first thing I want to look at. Very want to look at what we're looking at last week. So Amgen, AMGN. Let's put that on the screen. Let's see where that is today. All right. So it looks like it's barely moved, because when I look in here, and let's go ahead and take a look at, okay, back it up. I'm going to take a look at just the last 30 days. So you can really dive in and see what these candles are looking like. All right, much better. So here's what we got, guys. This is Thursday. This is the day we were talking about this stock and looking at it as a long opportunity. So Friday we had a pop up, and today we're down. I mean, from the 120-day chart, it looked like it didn't move. From the 30-day chart, it looks like we're down just a tad, but we're still up from where we were on Friday. Now, how did that affect the options? Let's find out. So I want to go to options, and I want to go to option chains. And I'm actually going to, now let's go back and look at what we were doing. We were looking at the July 16th 240 calls and 250 calls. And these were coming in at just under $3. $3 for the spread, just under $3. Remember that? Was, I believe, $2.95 was the cost and the risk, and the reward was $10 minus $2.95. So this was $7.05 for a maximum reward. Okay, where are we at today? Did it get more expensive or did it get less expensive? So let's go to July 16th, options. I'm going to click on update. And now I'm going to come down and I'm going to widen this out. And it looks like they got a little bit cheaper. The reason I say that is because the 240s are $4.85 and the 250s are $1.80. All right. So how much cheaper did they get? You know what? Maybe they didn't get cheaper. Is it possible that this stock went down and the spread actually went up? Let's find out. So I'm just going to go in here as if I wanted to go long and short this exact same thing today. Hit the risk graph, and this is going to tell me, wow, the power of options. What I'm talking about here is that look what just happened between last Thursday and today. Last Thursday, this option spread was going for just under $300, and today it's now going for just over $300. And no, the stock didn't get less expensive. It actually got a little bit more expensive, and then it's flattened out today. But the options have popped up a bit. All right. So again, look at once again, what's my maximum risk on this trade? It's right here, and it's what you pay for the trade. All right, what's the maximum reward on the trade? It is the distance between strikes minus what you paid for the trade. So there's 10 points between strikes. In terms of the contract, that's $1,000 between the strikes. If you paid $300 for something that could be worth $1,000, that means your maximum reward is $700. In this case, if you paid $305, your maximum reward is going to be $695. You can see that comes out to be a better than 227% reward to risk. All right. Now, I'm saying this because, there's a lot of folks on this call today and on our live stream today that want to talk about crypto. And we're going to get there in a few minutes. All right. I promise you that. But we're looking for cryptos that can double or triple in value. Let me tell you what, in the world of stocks, in the world of stock options, you could put trades on that can double or triple in value with such a small move in the stock market that you don't need to the moon. You don't need to the moon. You know what I need? I need to the end of the block. All right. I need just down the street to get the 100 or the 200, or in this case, the 227% return. I don't need to the moon, guys. We could get to the moon just going down the street to the bus stop. All right. So that's what we need. That's the old guys rule. I saw a shirt in the store the other day that said old guys rule. And old guys, us old guys, we can play the young guys game to the moon, to down the street, down the block. All right. I'm not even going to comment on that, French. Not going to comment on that. All right. Let's continue on. I think you guys got the point there. You know what I'm going to do, though? I am going to look at Coinbase, and I'm going to look at Riot Blockchain as a way of getting into cryptocurrency for those of you that are looking at that cryptocurrency space, but maybe you're just not quite there. You want to get into it, but you'd like to do it in your stock account. There's a couple ways you can do it. All right. There's a couple ways you can do it. We'll get there. All right. So my plan was to go through stocks, bonds, currencies, commodities. You know what? Scratching that. I'm really going to just get straight to cryptocurrency because that's what I want to do today. I will, however, set the table. And I'm going to set the table right now by going into my stock charts. And we're going to set the table on cryptocurrency too. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my stock list, and I am going to get right into, I'm going to set it up for Coinbase. There's Coinbase right there. Let's just leave that there because we're going to get to it. Now, the second thing I'm going to do is going to pop up here in my home page, and I'm going to go to Crypto Tools. And I'm going to go straight to charts. And I'm going to work within the charts that are offered in Coinbase. And I want to make sure my Fibonacci, I'm going to call it that, Fibonacci charts are on. How about that? I just came up with something. Fibonacci charts. Love it. You heard it here first. Fibonacci charts. All right. Let's set Bitcoin up. We're going to come back to it. Oops, you can't see it. It's gone. All right. Anyway, guys, I talked about the new app. Let me stop for a moment. Let me read some of what's going on here. Thank you guys all very much for, first of all, for the comments you got coming in. French, hey, if you can't laugh at some of this stuff, and especially if I can't laugh at myself, you know, I have no business being here. For those of you guys that are just tuning in, welcome to the live stream. All I did was just take the first part of the section and really do a review of part 1, 2, and 3. Checking on some comments right now. For those of you that are brand new with us, I want to mention a couple of things. I'm doing cryptocurrency markets. I'm going to talk about being a crypto investor. I'm going to talk about being a crypto trader. I want to thank all of you for here today. Please do me a favor. Like, subscribe, share. All right. I know there are many different live streams that you can watch out there. I like to think that we do things a little bit different than the hopers and the thinkers and the greed and the fear groups that are out there that sit and watch the ticks just go by and say, it's going up, it's going down. We do things a little different here at Tom's Trading Room. And I want to thank all of you for those of you that are hanging out with me. And thanks again for your support. I got Super Chat running. So if you have Super Chat, if you would like to make a donation to the channel, all of our donations and all of our proceeds and profits to this channel, as we did last year, again this year, are going to charities, various charities out there. I'm looking at St. Jude's this month, and I am looking at, there's another one, and if it comes to my mind, I will share it with you guys. But we like to donate to various charities out there in the world. And we do it right here through this channel. I don't take a dime of any profit. All right. I don't pay myself some fat salary. First of all, you can't get a fat salary. I mean, I'm not a Kardashian. I don't make that kind of money on YouTube. But what we do is we take the money that we make on YouTube, the profits that we make, and we throw them right to charitable organizations. So thank you. You, by donating to our channel, by being here, you're actually donating to worthy causes. All right. So I wanted to point that out right away. All right. Let's get to some comments here. Holding on to BTC. Laura, you're holding on to BTC. I am too. I mean, I believe that there's a lot of folks out there that, that are looking at this as an investment. I look at it as an investment, and I think it's a very wise long-term investment. And so I'm with you. I am with you. All right. Raquel, thank you so much for the like, like because I do. I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You know what? I got some support out here really too. So I want to make sure some of you are asking questions and I'm missing them, and I apologize to that, but I do have my TTR support in the house. And be sure that if you're asking questions, make sure you're looking at the chat boxes, because you might be getting answers right there from our support group. So Jay and all the support guys out there and programmers, thank you very much for coming out and helping out there. Appreciate it, guys. What about Theta? What about Theta? Did I forget about Theta? Not at all. In fact, one of the things that we do is, let's see if I got it on the screen here. I might have made it go away real quick. And I do apologize for that. Yeah, I did. Theta, very important. All right. Let me show you a quick way to try to avoid as much Theta as possible. And by the way, that is one of the big rookie mistakes I'm going to talk about tomorrow on the video. But here's the thing. Look at the options, and you want to look at a range of where those option prices have been over the course of the year. And if they're on the cheap side, you're avoiding theta more than if they're on the expensive side. Right now, the worst thing you could do as a trader is buy calls or puts on AMC or GME. They're in the top 10 of most expensive options right now. In fact, I want to sell them, and I can't without making a phone call. But I've been getting around that by selling things like spreads. That's what I do, credit spreads. All right, Matthew. Hey, great. I'm a holder of coin. All right, and I've been adding to my coin position. And maybe I'll just add some more to it today if you guys are okay with it. And I'm gonna if you're okay with me showing you how to add the coin, I'll show you how I add to coin. I'll place a trading coin today. And what I'm going to do is something called cash secured puts. It's a different way of trading, of getting into options. You get paid to get in at your price. So it's like placing a limit order and getting paid on that limit order. So we'll do that as part of our cryptocurrency. All right. Definitely want to do that. Bob, love you, buddy. Appreciate you going in and super chatting on us today. I do appreciate that. And our charities that we donate to will definitely appreciate that as well. Jim, you're right on the ball there, buddy, with GBC being an underperformer. And we have been discussing that on our podcasts. It was several weeks ago. It was way under. The problem with GBTC is, if there was one problem I could tell you, it would be that we just simply do not have the ability to trade options on it right now. All right. And finally, and let me do this, and then I'm gonna jump into our crypto session. Tracy's asking, can we talk about? Can I talk about BAC? Yeah. Let's talk about BAC. Let's do that right now. So let's get the big screen up. And let's talk about BAC and what's going on with it. So BAC. And the reason I'm bringing this up, folks, is because this was something we were looking at last week. All right. This is something we were looking at last week. So I do want to bring it up. Let's go over here. BAC. I'm wearing the Dirty Energy hat today for those of you that are interested. I don't play in crude oil, and I mean by playing, I don't get my hands dirty in it. I'm not a mechanic, all right? I take my car down the street and get the oil changed like most of us do. For those of you who do change your own oil, hey, thumbs up to you. But I just don't. I don't have the time. And the last time I did it, I ended up getting more dirtier than I wanted to. BAC. Okay, so you know what? Look what BAC's done since last week. We've had a nice little liftoff. And here's the thing that I'm seeing. I'm seeing buying happening or buying signals happening in the financial areas, in the Goldman Sachs, in Deutsche Banks, in various areas, which I like, that are adding on to why I believe this one's going to likely move higher. All right. We did a piece last week on BAC, and BAC's down a little today, but I wouldn't call this a complete fallout. You see this? That's a fallout on BAC. We're going to move like that on BAC, and then I got to rethink my position. But, moving up into next Friday, I'd say this is looking pretty good. Okay. So let me get back to Riot. And I'm going to leave it. No. Coinbase. Want to do Riot second. Is Riot finally a buy, in my opinion? Well, we're going to find out. Okay. Before I go any farther, Steve-O, appreciate the comment. Appreciate the donation. Steve Zerby, appreciate that. Thank you very much for that $10 super chat donation. Like I said, can't thank you enough. Can't thank you guys enough for putting those in there. It doesn't support the channel. What it does is support charities. That's why we do this. All right. We do it for two reasons: to educate the community and also to support charities out there. And, obviously by monetizing the channel, that's exactly what we end up doing. All right. So Coinbase, I'm going to get to. Let's get going. I got a lot to cover here in the last half hour or so of the program. Running a little late, but that's okay. I want to. Guys, trading cryptocurrencies. So how did I get involved in this? I got involved in cryptocurrency long ago. I got involved. I mean, I wish I could tell you I got involved in 2009. I had the money. I just didn't know anything about it. Didn't know anything about it in 2010, 11, 12. Started to hear about this in the end of 2012, and I decided to jump in and start mining. And I was mining Bitcoin. Now, I did the mining because I just really wanted to understand the concept of how to mine cryptocurrency off of a computer. If I had to go back, if I had to go back, honestly, for what it cost me for that mining computer, because I bought one that had lots of fans on it. It looked like a rack. And if I would have taken that money instead and just purchased cryptocurrency and purchased Bitcoin at those prices at that time, I would be sitting on triple the number of Bitcoins that I had during my life as a miner. That's I can tell you that. So, you look at mining and you look at Riot, for instance. Take a look at Riot blockchain. You want to know why Riot blockchain has dropped so much in the past 100 days? Let's bring up a 100-day chart of Riot. This is Coinbase, sorry. Let's go to Riot. So Riot blockchain, which 100 days ago, in fact, actually more like 90 days ago, 80 days ago. Let's do an 80-day chart of it so you can see the top to the bottom. And you can see here that this thing was trading almost at 80 and has dropped off really hard. Two reasons. Number one, price of Bitcoin's dropped. Number two, guess what else is dropping? Anybody want to give me an idea of why Riot blockchain is dropping, is continued to be down near its lows when Bitcoin has jumped? I mean, okay, it hasn't jumped. It's gone from 63,000 to 30,000, but it ran back up to around the 40s, the low 40s before pulling off a little bit. Edward says volume. Yeah, okay. Hey there. You got it. Mining is down. And it's really not mining is down because we saw an uptick in mining last week. But what keeps going down is the amount of Bitcoin that's left in the digital ground that can be excavated. That's what's going down. That's why Riot, because Riot's primary goal in life is to mine cryptocurrency. They are mining an asset that we know is going to end. We don't know where all the gold is in the world. In fact, we could be mining gold from space. Asteroids could have gold and minerals into it. And that's a possibility. But we do know that there is a limited supply of Bitcoin out there. And why I am an investor in Bitcoin. All right, as well as a trader, more so an investor. All right, so we'll get to that in just a moment. When I think about cryptocurrencies, I think about the basics. And I'm going to go through this rather quickly. What is cryptocurrency? I want to talk about how you get started with something like Bitcoin and Ethereum. And before I even move on, how many of you in the room, and there's a bunch of you in the room, and thank you very much for hanging out with me. I want to make you part of the conversation. So all 950 of you, and we might end up, when I ask you to go in and tell me if you've never traded Bitcoin before or cryptocurrency. That's what I'm asking. How many of you in here have never traded Bitcoin or cryptocurrency before? All right. Hopefully we don't affect. We don't clog out the YouTube live stream with that answer. But I just want to know how many of you have actually never bought it before, because this little part here I'm about to do is for you. Never, 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 never. There's a lot of them out there. Park, you've never? I imagine, and you've been around a while, my man. I would imagine you would have dipped your financial toe into the Bitcoin area. All right, okay. Anyway, I want to talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum. I want to talk about, how to take an account and trade crypto. We'll do a little bit of FAQ, kind of stop and see, what the frequently asked questions are right here on the live stream. I want to talk about the markets. So let's talk about the crypto markets right now. Let's get into them. And so when you look at, when I get into the crypto markets, I look at Riot blockchain, which is on its low. I look at Coinbase, which has, now I'm not going to get an 80-day chart of Coinbase, because Coinbase has only been around since the end of April. It's been around for a little more than a month. But as you can see, it's down near its lows so far. But how far off the lows are we? How far off the lows did we get? We haven't even got yet to the 38% retracement. And you're going to see these. I'm going to come back in. I'm going to look at these. I'm going to look at them with cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum and Doge. I'll look at Doge too. But as you can see here, there's a lot going on in terms of support and resistance points that we can utilize as buying opportunities. Okay, so that's Coinbase. How about Riot blockchain? Of the two, any of you that have been watching my videos, I'm more of a fan of Coinbase than Riot. Both of these have been kind of following the rule of Bitcoin. But one, I believe, is really relevant on the price of Bitcoin, and the other one is not. I look at Coinbase like I look at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange stock. Coinbase, their entire life's goal is for people to trade in their platform, because they got some fat fees in there. And so I look at that and I think about all of the additional coins they've added, and it really makes this look attractive to me in the medium term. Maybe not the long term, because here's what's going to happen in the long term. You and I both know when somebody's got a fix on something, eventually other people are going to come in and they're going to, by competition, lower those commissions. And competition is good for us, but it's also going to stifle their profits. So that's something we have to think about going forward. And French, you brought it up. Robinhood is one of those areas where a lot of us think that we're getting free commissions through Robinhood. We're not. You know what? You know what's going on with Robinhood? They're just spreading out the bid and offer through Robinhood Crypto LLC, all right, which handles their cryptocurrency, and they're able to make markets on the buy side and the sell side. Therefore, that's how they're getting their profits. I look at Robinhood sometimes, and I see where Bitcoin may have made a run up, and Robinhood's run up could have been a little bit higher, or Bitcoin made a run down where Robinhood ran down a little more. That's because people were trading their wider bid-ask spread. So keep that in mind. There's no free lunch, even when you're looking at free commissions. When you see free commissions, they may be free, but you're trading something for it. You're trading execution. Okay, and Webull does the same thing according to Cryptogamy. All right. So let's move back into real quick some of the stuff I want to talk about in the presentation. We all know cryptocurrency is a digital asset, right? We all know that with digital assets, a digital asset was created as a form of barter. That's what cryptocurrency is a form of barter. So how does cryptocurrency work? Well, you download software, you generate a code, and that code becomes, in effect, your wallet. And if you have cryptocurrency that you've mined or bought in that wallet, you can then, with certain companies, certain people, be able to buy and sell goods through that cryptocurrency. All right. If you sell a service or a product and you take Bitcoin as a form of payment, People can pay you in Bitcoin. That's how this whole process began. Maybe some of you have heard about the most expensive pizza in the world. Someone bought a pizza with 10,000 Bitcoins back in, I want to say 2010, 2011. Anyway, I hope that pizza tastes good, because 10,000 Bitcoins, imagine 10,000 Bitcoins, what 10,000 Bitcoins would be right now to you. That could buy a lot of pizza. That could buy pizza for generations. So anyway, the big two that I watch, the big two that I'm an investor in, are Bitcoin and Ethereum. And we can take a look at Bitcoin and Ethereum. Before we do, I want to just talk to those of you that said never, never, never in here, meaning that you've never traded Bitcoin or Ethereum and you don't know how. It's as easy as setting up your first wallet. All right. And what I mean by wallets, online wallets, is through a platform like Coinbase, a platform like Binance. All right. We'll get to Robinhood here in a moment too. But in order to use a platform, you've got to have an authenticator. This is something else. You know, a big thing that you need on this smartphone is an authenticator. Authenticators are used in lots of different avenues. Banks use authenticators, and platforms like Coinbase and Binance use authenticators as well. Download the authenticator. It gives you a 6-digit code that repeats itself every 30 seconds. And you'll use that when you join a platform like Coinbase. So when you go into Coinbase and you can join now, you enter your personal information. You then get to the 2-step verification. This is the part where you grab your phone and you put your authentication in, and it knows you're you. And there, you can then do things like link your bank account or link a credit card. I don't know if you can do that so much anymore. Wire transfer also good too. I used to do credit cards long ago, but a lot of people started utilizing that, maxing out the credit card, buying Bitcoin, buying Ethereum, and if it didn't work out, you know, then they do a chargeback. And companies like Coinbase caught on to that real quick. So from there, you can create multiple wallets if you want to. I have a Bitcoin wallet, I have Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, etc. And so you can do multiple wallets. Right? A wallet, think about a wallet as someplace, you know, like your wallet, you store your cash in. This is a digital wallet. You store your coins in, and you're able to pull those coins out and sell them for fiat currency, or transfer them from one wallet to another, or transfer them from one cryptocurrency to another. All right. If you're new, once you get into that you've opened a Coinbase account, you know, make your first buy. Now, I'm not here to tell you what to buy. I'm not your personal investment advisor in cryptocurrency any more than I am in the stock market. But I will tell you to do this. This is what I did. I started out small with Coinbase. I put $100 in, and I did the small transaction because I want to make sure I did it right. Okay. I've heard of people losing their transaction or putting it into a wallet that they now cannot find. And they did it with a lot of money. Thousands of dollars. No. I don't jump into a pool head first until I test the water. I don't jump into anything head first until I touch the water. I want you to touch the water first. Okay? Then you make your first buy. So when it comes to researching the crypto world, all right, here's a couple things for you that I want you to take a look at. First of all, big coins. Top 100 coins by market cap trade on Coinbase and Binance. Well, you can find those on Coinmarketcap.com. That's a great place to go to find these. And then there's a place that you can go to, which is called parachain.live, if you want to see some of the up and coming proof of stake projects, right? And these are, and I'll show you both of those in a moment. So let's go over and take a look at, let's see where I've got it here. I might not. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay, so here's coinmarketcap.com. And again, it's exactly as I said it. How about this? Let's throw that in here. I'm going to paste it. I'm cut and paste it in here for everybody. Coinmarketcap.com. If you were to click on that, and that's going to show you right there. All right, coinmarketcap.com. And that's where you can go to get to what I'm showing you here, which is and I have the coins actually ranked by market cap, coinmarketcap.com. Okay. But we can go into cryptocurrency categories, and you can look at the DeFi coins, and you can look at the NFT coins, and you can look at the Polkadot coins, the BSCs. And again, I'm getting into an area where a lot of you are going to go, what's that? What's DeFi? What's NFT? What's Polkadot? Okay. Guess what? This particular website will give you that information, tell you what these are, and you can do research on these. All right, you can research these and you can find this information. It's all there. Again, this is a fantastic site to go to get that information. Okay. The other area I want to point you to is I see a lot of people that are in our live chat right now, and they keep saying Shiba Inu, Shiba Inu, Shiba to the moon, to the moon, to the moon. All right. I'm probably going to get some dislikes for saying this. All right. But I'm going to tell it to you straight, guys. I'm going to tell you as it is. Okay. One of the things that I look at when I'm looking at coins in general is something called the circulating supply. All right. So the circulating supply is, again, somebody's out there posing as me. That was not me. Okay. So some of the, when we look at the circulating supply out there, I'm going to tell you what I see. What I see is I look at circulating supply. The more that's out there, the much larger buys have to happen for it to go higher. Supply and demand. If you got too much supply out there, it's not going to move. All right. So let me just show you real quick what I'm talking about. Look at this. All right. So this is Shiba Inu. And here's BitTorrent. But let's go back to Shiba Inu. First of all, it's number 34 on the market cap. All right. And when you look at market cap, you'll see here 100,000, 300 million, 3.3 billion in market cap. Does everybody see that? 3.3 billion. Now, take a look at the volume out here. The volume is insane. But when you look at what it's trading at, you'll know why it's insane. All right, so this is a penny, 1/10, 100th, one. Okay, so 1 penny, 1/10 a penny, 100th a penny, 1,000th a penny, 10,000, 100,000, million. I mean, 1/10 millionth all the way down here at the end. I mean, but you can see how cheap this thing is. And more importantly, look at the circulating supply of SHIB. Yeah, you're going to get SHIB'd in this one. So when you go out and you just see, that this is 1,000, this is 100,000, this is a million, 10, 100 billion, 10, 100 trillion, 394 trillion in circulation. Now, I'm not saying that, when you look at stuff like Leash, or when a Shiba swap launches, like Anu's saying that's going to change. But right now, I mean, if you're looking at Shiba going to the moon, it's going to take everybody on the planet buying this thing all at the same time. That's what I see. Okay. Now, I want to show you another one that I absolutely love. All right. Yeah. So don't get shibbed. Good comment there, Southsider. Don't get shibbed. All right. So, yeah, guys, I mean, it's it's a tough world out there in cryptocurrency, but let me show you where are the small guys trading at. I'm flipping the circulation over. Take a look at this one. All right, here's Yearn Finance. One that I own, one that I have purchased, one that I have discussed and talked about. Okay. Yeah, dude, the scammers are coming. And I'm trying. I try my best to get them out as much as I can, but they just they've now entered the live chat. I mean, I guess I could say that there's a bit of flattery, because if they're coming in the live chat, that means that we're doing something right. So I'll take it as flattery and at the same time shadow ban them. But here we go. So take a look at Yearn Finance, 43,150. That's the price tag on this right now. I think I got a buy order in it at around 30, 35. But, this one, the reason it went to 90,000 as quick as it did, a big part of it had to do with what we call circulating supply. Yes, that's correct. 36,635 coins. All right. So that's quite good. And then, when you look, you see Bitcoin BP2, you see Wrapped Bitcoin. Wrapped Bitcoin is another one. And so Wrapped Bitcoin, take a look at it, 35,000. People look at Wrapped Bitcoin, they say, it's just like Bitcoin. With one caveat. The caveat is when you look at the circulating supply, 187,000 Wrapped Bitcoin, all right? So yes, their volume is lower. Yes, their market cap is lower, but it's because their circulating supply is lower. And that's important. Again, supply and demand. When there's less supply and the demand stays steady, that means that markets elevate. All right. When there's demand that stays the same and demand that stays the same and supply goes up, that means price will go down. So just keep that in mind. So this is a Coinmarketcap I talked about. I think it's a great first step in starting to understand cryptocurrencies. And when, you can even click on like Yearn Finance. I click on Yearn Finance and I can find, everybody goes to the chart. 99% of traders go to the chart. You want to know what the 1% do? They get in and they start looking at historical data. They look at holders. They look at the actual wallets that are happening. They look at the news. They look at what the socials, where the sentiment is. All right. Yeah, they might look at ratings. They look at analysis. But that's what we do here in our family office. This is what we do as on the research teams, is that we spend a lot of time looking at the fundamentals when we're looking at something to do with this as a long-term investment. All right, let's continue on. Parachain Live. Let's talk about Parachain Live for a second. And I'm going to put this out there for everybody. Parachain Live, check it out, guys. This is, if you want to know what's happening in the proof of stake area, this is a great place to go to. And this is done on, and you can see the projects that are happening at Kusama, and you can look at the projects that are happening at Polkadot. You can see where they are, all right? And more importantly, what kind of reward vesting that's going on. And also, see that circulation supply, but also token allocations and profile completions. So how close are they to completing the projects, right? And again, I'm getting into an area where a lot of folks simply don't understand it. And so just keep that in mind, right? That some of this it takes some understanding to get in and get an idea what those are. But Parachain Live, and I saw Parachain look like it had a little hiccup there. Could have been me. And then also Coinmarketcap.com. All right, let's talk about some coins that we might want to look at here. So I'm going to start with Bitcoin, and so let me jump back to my list. Cryptocurrency charts. Here we go. Here's Bitcoin ready to go. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. And what I'm doing now is I have changed the way that I'm looking at BTC. In fact, if you take a look at the chart of BTC, I'm going to drop this down to a 70-day chart. I'm going to expand it as much as I can to show everybody what I'm looking at here. Here we go. High water mark, 63,558. Right? It's right there. Low water mark is down here at around the 34,000. It's just below 35,000. So when you look at, say, and I'll round these for you, 35 to 65. Okay, 35, count them with me, 45, 55, 65. There's $30,000, 30,000 points between the high and the low. You split the difference down to 15, and you get what's called that 50% retracement. So when I look at what's going on with Bitcoin right now, this is very interesting, all right? Because as a trader of Bitcoin, if we get below that low, all right, which is down there in the 34,611 area, we close below that low, we're heading lower. Now, that's not good for a long trader, but I do think for a long-term investor that's great. There's a very good possibility we could see 20,000. And the reason I say that is because, and I'm not going to put the chart on there, but I want you to think about this for a moment. 2014, 2017, and 2021, or the beginning of 2021, all brand new highs for Bitcoin. At the time, Bitcoin was making, it was on the news all the time. What happened after that? 80%, 60 to 80% drop, 60 to 80% drop, 60 to 80%. So if we take that 63,000 and we look at that and we cut that down to 8, down by anywhere 60 to 80%, that puts us back down to around the 20,000 level, which, by the way, 20,000 was the highs back in 2017. So these highs, which were resistance, are becoming support. That's the long-term support on BTC. Now, what I see is if this area holds, which is where we're at right now, there's your first mark of resistance, 45,669. Second mark, 49,085. Third mark, 52,510. For traders, this is a great area to get into as a trader. Looking at this as your reward and looking at, say, 34,000 as the risk. Because if we get to 34, we're likely to get to 33. We're likely to get to 30, which is where this little dot, this little low was on the chart. We closed below that. We got things heading lower. I don't want to say that to you any more than I don't want to say that any more than just to let you know what my feelings are as to where we go from here. But I'm letting you know this. As a trader, there's a good potential risk to reward ratio right here between where we are now, what a stop could look like, and what a profit target could look like. And then as an investor, to me, buy and hold, buy and hold, buy and hold, right? So that's BTC. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum ETH. There it is on the board, and here it is on the screen. Now, ETH is a different kind of animal. ETH is really the strong currency of them, of the ones that you see here. And in order to look at ETH, I have to reset this into what's happened just in the last couple months. So instead of 70 days, if I come to 50 days, it's going to flip this around. You'll see what happens. See the flip? The flip just went from low to high. Now we're looking at from high to low. From the high at 41.78 to the low at 20.98, and I don't look at wicks on a candle, I look at closes. But as you can see, we've been hitting some resistance up here. So is Ethereum telling us that there might be a continued pause in the potential rebound in cryptocurrency? Possibly. I mean, when you listen to, what happened last week in Miami, we had the 2021 Bitcoin gathering. In fact, there were more people there to go to the parties than there were just to actually go and learn about Bitcoin and Ethereum and altcoins. But Michael Saylor was there, president of MicroStrategy. All right. There were a lot of other keynote speakers that were there. Kathy Woods over at ARK. Everybody's saying Bitcoin, and they're throwing numbers out there. 100,000 by the end of June. End of June's coming. I don't like making those kind of comments myself. Okay. But I do believe that we are going to see some incredibly high levels on stocks like Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc. All right. Just think about this for a second. If you've got something that will not continue to be produced in the future, it's going to get cheaper and cheaper, cheaper. All right. And that source of wealth, you could put on this little thing right here. And you could take this anywhere in the world that you want. You can't do that with gold. You can't do that with art. You can't do that with homes. You can't transfer your wealth anywhere as small as possible as you can with something like this. Why would it not be worth more? 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years down the line. To me, that's generational wealth. And I believe that that's what is going to drive Bitcoin. But that's a decade from now. What's going to happen next month? What's going to happen next week? Tomorrow? That's anybody's guess. And as a trader, I like to go and look at patterns. What I'm seeing right now, I don't like. But as an investor, I gotta love it. I gotta love it. Okay. So how do I go about buying some of these things? All right. So we're going to look at a couple of these ideas. You know, if I bring up, let me come over here. All right. Let me show you a couple of different ways to do this. Number one, first, Robinhood. All right. I'm going to show you my portfolio in Robinhood. It's small. All right. I started this portfolio out with $2,000 or $3,000 a couple of years ago. Right. And with many trades, I've built it up. Now, interesting thing is I added $5,000 to this account last, what was it? Just actually got deposited last week. So what I don't like about Robinhood is the money that I made, they had the cash account here. So this number right here is actually lower than it should be because it's, you know, my return on account dropped because I added cash to it. So I wish I could have shown this to you last week. That number was a lot higher, but it is what it is. So I want to talk about, you know, what you can do in here. And I want to talk about how you can go in and buy in a Robinhood. Robinhood allows you to go in and, you know, we can look at BTC. There's Bitcoin, and we can look at buying Bitcoin. All right. Now, I don't have Bitcoin in my Robinhood account, but if I wanted to buy some Bitcoin in my Robinhood account, and I'll make a small purchase to show you how it's done. Okay. So I don't want to ruin my portfolio here, but I mean, so let's take a look and see. So if I were to do like $100 purchase in here, look what it ends up being. It ends up being an estimated very, very little Bitcoin, very small percentage. Okay. Now, this could be this is a market order. So if I review the order and I submit the buy, now look what it says here. Due to the volatility, I'm going to end up getting some kind of I'm not going to get it at 35,650 or what it's trading at now. I'm going to submit the buy right now. Oh, come on. Do I have to verify my account? Okay, done. Live. Okay, so anyway, it's done. But look at this. 35,646. So remember those of you that said, oh, I get my Bitcoin for free on Robinhood. No, you really don't, because I ended up paying 35,702 using the Robinhood platform. And this all goes through Robinhood Crypto LLC. They have a wide bid-ask spread. All right, looks like that bid-ask spread is like about $100 wide based on that 650 area. So you can buy it for 35.7, or you could sell it for 35.6. That's wide, considering that in a platform like Coinbase or Binance, you're going to pay a little bit for fees, but you're going to get you'll get a better spread, right? So the second way we could do this would be with Coinbase. And guys, I have crypto accounts in Robinhood, and a little small account here, like trading Robinhood, but you can do this in like there's a Charles Schwab, you know, like for instance, a Charles Schwab account. Let me do this. Let me show you how this works in like Schwab, because you might think, wait a minute, you can't buy Bitcoin in Schwab account. It's not possible. It is possible. I'm going to show you how. So what I'm doing is I'm actually looking for there it is. Okay, so here's my Schwab account. It's on a different screen. I'm actually going to slide it over. I'm going to share that with you guys right now. Let's pop that in place. All right, so here's my Schwab account. And so what I can do is I can't trade Bitcoin, but I can trade Bitcoin futures. So if I trade Bitcoin futures and I type in BTC, that begins the symbol. Now I can do grayscale, as you can see here, bit mining. But if you come down here, you can buy Bitcoin futures. So here's the June contract. That ends the last week of June. The July contract is the last week of July. So these the futures contracts are similar to options, right? Now, I don't teach futures trading. And in fact, if you ask most people who've ever traded futures before, the running joke is that if you want to make a small fortune in the futures markets, start with a large fortune, all right? But those are people that go in over their head, all right? I think futures trading has it does have its rewards. It does have its pros. There are some tax advantages trading the futures markets right now that a lot of people don't know about. But if I were to go in and trade, for instance, the Bitcoin futures June 2021, you'll see they're trading at 35,680 by 35,705. Okay, now take a look at that. I just showed you on Robinhood a $100 spread, and I was the victim of that. But if you take a look here, 710 by 750, there's a $40 spread in the futures contracts. This futures contract, if I were to buy it, so I were to go in and click buy, one contract is actually good for 5 Bitcoin. So I want you to think about this. If it was trading at $35,000, I mean, multiply that times 5, and you're talking about, what is that, 165? It's expensive. Okay, it's going to be over $150,000 of Bitcoin that you're controlling. What's that going to cost you in a futures contract? Well, it's not cheap. All right. In fact, let me just make sure I don't place this order, but I'm going to throw a limit order in. I'm going to do a limit order at 30,000. That way I don't get filled. If I do get filled, then I'm happy. But if I were to place this order, let's pop on over and preview it. Here's what it's going to look like. All right. I want you to see this. Buy 1 Bitcoin future, 30,000 day only order. Now, they're only going to charge me $1.50 for commission, and my estimated fees are $5. So it's going to be $6.52. But this number right here is the one I want you to pay close attention to. $106,705.50. That is the margin or the future requirement for that trade. You have to have that much money into the account just to do 1 Bitcoin contract, 1 Bitcoin futures contract. So if the cash is about 160, 170,000, what it tells me is right now, the Merc, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, which this goes through, they are asking for 60% of the cash requirement to trade this contract. Okay. Little food for thought. Let's cancel that. All right. So, but that's how you can do that. And in Schwab, Thinkorswim allows that as well. Thinkorswim also allows you to trade Ethereum futures contracts. So we can do this in Robinhood. If you got enough money and you know something about futures contracts, you can do this in Charles Schwab Street Smart Central. You can do this in Thinkorswim. Where else could I go? You know what else I could do? I could buy Coinbase. Let's clear this up. So one way of trading, now if I did GBTC, I could do GBTC, and I could do this in, with my account. They had commission problems this morning. That's what that yellow thing is up there. I didn't get a margin account. Anybody's interested in knowing. GBTC. So, maybe I want to buy calls on GBTC. GBTC now accepts calls and puts. All right. So I didn't know this until recently. Let's see if it's something worth doing. If it's even if we're able to do. Oh, no. Here I am talking about this live, and I didn't read the little spot up there. This is no, it's still not available. Still not an option symbol. Okay, that's good. If you want to buy GBTC, as I've known it until I thought just a few minutes ago, if you want to buy GBTC, you got to buy the shares. How about Coinbase? Coinbase. Coinbase, could I buy calls? Yeah, I can buy calls. They actually trade them weeklies. All right. There's the weeklies. They go from June 11th, which is this Friday, all the way out to 2023. Those are the leap options. All right. Let's take a look at this. Let's say that I'm looking for a rebound to happen in Coinbase. And I'm not. Okay, but let's just say for a moment I was. The 230 calls with a 6/18, June 18th expiration date, going to cost you $8.20 for the at the monies. I like to call those expensive. And for any of you that are asking, why are they not on the expensive list, Tom, on that download you had? It's because I need a little more time before I can run that cheap and expensive and see where they come out. Because they've only been around for less than 2 months now. All right, so looking at Coinbase, what do we do with expensive? If I want to own this, I see some of you in here saying hey there, says, I read that you must hold GBTC for 6 months. A lot of people want to hold these, and I call them investors, and I'm with them. All right, I like Coinbase, and so I like it long term. So, but let me see what I can do on the short term. So let's look at 6/18, for instance. Let's say I want to do a limit order on Coinbase, and I'd like to buy it at the lower than it's possibly been. All right, back to stock charts. Remember, we were looking at Riot. Let's look at Coinbase one more time. Let's look at Coinbase and see where the lows are right now. Where did it tick down? It ticked down to 210 back about this time, a couple weeks ago. So how about 200? Let's say I want to buy it at 200. Instead of putting a limit order to buy it at 200, how about I sell a put option? Instead of buying 100 shares at 200, let's sell a put option. Can I get paid to put that limit order down there? This is how we do it. Street Smart Central. Let's go in, and instead of calls, I want to look at puts. And I want to look at the put options, the 200 puts. So if I did the puts that expire this week, I'm not going to get much for them. If I do the puts that are going to expire next week, still not going to get much for them, right? What about the 205s? Can I get anything for those? $1.35. The lowest we saw it trade was just below 210. So if I want to tick that 210 low, what can I get paid? $1.90, maybe $2. Here's how I'll do this. A cash secured put allows me to go in, and this is good for 100 shares of stock. And I want to, again, if I want to pick it up for 210, then how about I go in and sell the 210 put and collect $2 for it? That's what this is. This is a limit order, selling to open, the June 18th 210 puts. If it doesn't get down there, I'm keeping the $2 if I get filled. If it does get down there, I'm keeping the $2 that I get filled on, and I'm going to own the stock at $210. So my break even is going to be $2.08. So let's come down. Let's preview the order. I see the order. I know it's going to cost me $9,459 in that, and that's because why? Because I might end up owning this. I might end up owning it at 200. So that's why it's saying, please, have that. Give me that ability. Give me that opportunity. Orders placed. Maybe I get filled. Maybe I don't. Only time will tell. That's a day only order, which means if it doesn't get filled, then tomorrow maybe I'll look at it again. Okay, so that's another way that you can get involved in crypto, is right there in the stock market. So we looked at Robinhood. We looked at futures contracts on Charles Schwab. We looked at Coinbase. All right. Zoom in on the screen as far as you can go. I will do that. I will do that as much as I can. All right. This is as far as I can go right now. All right. But that's just an order ticket. We don't care about that. Let's go in, and I want to place an order on Coinbase. So I'm going to do an order on Coinbase. So here's Coinbase. So I'm looking at coins today. And, you might wonder, well, you know what, Tom, as a pattern trader, you're not just going to go out there and buy something. Well, as an investor, I'm going to buy value, and I'm looking to buy value. And again, how do I buy in Coinbase? Well, same thing goes. I can go in and I can, let's go into Ethereum. All right, now Ethereum is $2,782 right now. It's actually up today. I like Ethereum. Right? What do I know about Ethereum? Well, if I go to the cryptocurrency charts of Ethereum and I can see the bounce that's happened, is there anything else going on in Ethereum? Well, we have a program called Darknet that allows us to look and see if there are any channel buying opportunities. Well, we had a buy on Darknet on Ethereum back here just above 2,000, but we had the sell that happened once we've dropped below 3,500. That was a nice little move. So I don't have anything telling me to buy Ethereum right now. Okay. But I still like this one as a long-term investment. So I said I would talk about long-term investments. So here is what I'm going to look at again. A long-term investments. Let's go ahead and let's look at buying Ethereum through the Coinbase account. So looking for Coinbase there. Did I just get rid of Coinbase? Did Coinbase disappear on me? There's Robinhood. Let's get rid of Robinhood. There's Coinbase. All right. So I'm going to go in and show you how to use a Coinbase account to just trade a simple market order. And again, I'm buying Ethereum, one-time purchase. Oh, do I want $10? Oops, sorry. There you go. Do I want $10? Do I want $50? Do I want $100? Do I want 500, 1,000? Do I want custom? I could buy a bunch if I want. I already got a bunch. But you know what? Let me just show you how this works. $100. All right. One time. What's it going to buy me? 0.0353033 Ethereum. It's going to cost me $2.99. All right. So I'm going to click buy now. And I'm buying $100 worth of Ethereum. Now I have a buy on Ethereum where I want to buy like 5 coins at 2,500 a piece and another 5 coins at 2,000. Those are limit orders. Let me show you where I have those at. So I'm going to buy, if I'm going to buy some major coin, if I want to buy, $1,000, $10,000, $25,000 or more, Jim just said it. 3% fee. How do you drop that down? Jim, you're already on it. James is on it too. You guys, it's like you're coming in and telling me this at the right time. Pro is better. Pro is better. Pro's better because your commissions are going to be lower. Pro's better because you can put limit orders in. Here's Coinbase Pro. Here is Bitcoin. All right. So I'm going to go to my Coinbase Pro and I am going to, let me bring this up here so everybody can see it. All right. Coinbase Pro. Check it out. You got your, in this case, I've got some money to spend in here. Not much, but I can add, and I add as I spend. No reason to keep an excess cash anywhere. So, so what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll create, and I did already, a buy order for Ethereum. In fact, I don't have any open orders. All right, let's create an open order. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to select my market. And the market I'm going to select is the ETH USD market. All right. I want to buy 5 of these. I want to buy 5 Bitcoin. Still waiting. You know what? Let's bring Coinbase Pro back up again. Just make sure I'm online. There we go. All right. So let me just jump ahead and get where I was. So Ethereum. Here comes the Ethereum. Now, this is how I place a limit order. How do you get Pro status to qualify? No. You can get Pro easy. If you already have a Coinbase Pro, a Coinbase account, just go ahead and open Pro and use your Coinbase, your original Coinbase credentials, and then you have Pro. Okay. All right. So from here, I'm going to buy limit. How much ETH? I want to buy 5. I want to buy 5.00 Ethereums. I want to pay $2,500. Look at this. Now my fee is no longer 3%. It's much less. That's what it's going to cost me. All right, $12,543. Do I have enough money in the account? I don't. Let's make that $2,400. There we go. Now I have enough. Place the buy order. Success. Okay, so now what happens is that ends up down here in the open order area. Did I order 5 BT? Oh, that's what I did. Okay, so you know what I got to do in here? I got to bring this up, and I got to cancel it. That's as easy as going like this. Canceled. You know what? I already had the 2,500 in. That's why I had 5. That's why I had a couple. I have 12,500 plus a little bit of commissions already in an open order. I don't want to do that, but I'll show you what I do want to do. I do want to hit this thing if it gets to 2,000. So I want to put another 5 in. And I want to put this in at 2,000. And I want that in as my order. There. Now, I've got an order to buy 5 Ethereum at 2,500. There's that canceled order. And there's the order to buy 5 Ethereum at 2,000. They're both open. I'm leaving them there. They are good till canceled orders. All right, so that's how I go in and purchase Ethereum. Guys, questions, comments, etc. Leave them for me right now. I'm going to just make sure that I've got what I have left that I want to cover with you here. We talked about researching crypto, offline wallets. You know, I mean, you can look at a Ledger. That's a great place for any offline wallets that you have that are going on out there as well. You know, I talked about investing. I talked about trading. Let's go through real quick one more time. If I look at crypto, I'm going to look at Bitcoin. I'm going to look at Doge, and I'm going to look at Ethereum. And I want to show you those levels one more time. Let's do that. So back to stock charts. Now, I'm actually going to crypto charts, and I'm going to take this back for the year. So those of you that are looking at this on a phone, some of you are. I'm going to apologize to you right away because it's going to be a little hard for you to see what I'm about to show you, but I'm going to audible them for you. So here we go. This is Ethereum. Start with Ethereum. On the low end, if you take this all the way back to November to Thanksgiving, to the high end, we hit the 61.8% retracement level. Since then, we've popped and we've hit this area of retracements, which is becoming resistance, just below 2,800 once, twice, and we stabbed it again today. This area right here is a bullish triangle. We get above and close above 2,800, and I love Ethereum all day long as a trader and an investor. How about BTC? BTC, looking at that long-term chart, you're going to see that it too has a low to high and a pullback. Here's the problem I got with BTC right now. The problem I got with BTC is that we're hitting that 61.8% retracement 1, 2, 3, 4 times now. And I'm concerned that we're going to fall through that. And we could come down. And like I said, 20,000 is the number I like. All right, I like 20,000 because that was the resistance area way back when. But look at the support. The support was 17,155. As we go lower on anything, you start to see it coming in for a landing. And we could be coming in for a long-term landing on that, but that's going to happen only if we get below the 34,000 level. Then we're going to see more and more sellers come in, and you'll see a rotation potentially out of Bitcoin and into coins like Ethereum and into coins like the altcoins, the DeFi coins, the proof of stake coins. So that leaves me with Doge. And Doge, D-O-G-E, let me find it real quick. Doge. To the moon, they all say with Doge. Well, here's the problem I got with Doge. I'm going to bring up a 50-day chart of Doge. Let's see if that gives me what I'm looking for. No. That's not good enough. I got to go back 100 days. Got to go back 100 days now. Where does the time go? 75 days. That's all I need. I'm trying to spread this out so when I widen it up, everybody can see what where I'm looking at. All right, there's Doge. 5 cents on the low, 69 on the high, not the all-time highs, but the fib highs, the Fibonacci charts. All right, you heard it here first, folks. Fibonacci. So the Fibonacci chart shows this thing moving up 69 and then pulling back. And here's the problem I got with Doge. Doge came through and it hit 61.8% retracement levels down here just around the 30-cent area, 29.51. It came up and look what happened. The 45-cent mark became resistance. We've come down. We're closing down. We hit this area around 37 for support. We broke through that. So the next stop, 29. All passengers, next stop, 29. That's what we see with Doge right now. Okay. I hate to say that for those of you that are Doge traders, but if you're a Doge investor, you should look to that Doge could become a better buying opportunity if you believe in Doge. All right. How about this? How about Harman? 230% on EXAS, thanks, on the money calendar. The money calendar is something that we offer. You can actually look at it on our tools, and you can get a free 2-week trial to our tools, guys. All you have to do to access that, if you've never done it before, is just simply check out in the description below. Check out the link there, and I'll get you a 2-week free trial. Harman, thank you so much for the super chat donation too. We appreciate that. Like I said, guys, all of our proceeds on super chats go to charity. Thank you once again. As I round out this Essentials webinar, I want to say thanks to all of you who've joined us during the last 4 sessions we did. These are all going to be available on our again on our channel. So be on the lookout for those. And also want to mention that, you can check out everything we offer on the YouTube channel. It's all there, youtube.com/Tom's Trading Room for more free education. I'll be doing another video. I'll be out tomorrow, and it's going to be on top rookie mistakes as a trader that I've made that I want you to avoid. So be on the lookout for that. We got a podcast coming later in the week. And finally, again, thank you all for joining me over the course of this last week. I apologize for not being able to make it on Friday, but this is the makeup. Next week, we're going to be doing live streams from a brand new set. So I'm going to have a brand new set. I'm going to have all kinds of stuff going on behind me other than this vintage American flag or the stripes you see from the vintage American flag. I've got some new stuff. Gonna hodl my video equipment together. So we got a brand new set that's coming, and I hope you look forward to it. Hope you enjoy it, guys. Thanks again. Like I said, before you bail out on me, please do me a favor. If you enjoyed this in the least, do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that like button. It really does help support the channel. Share this with folks if you find that there's folks out there that are new to the world of options or alternative investments. This channel is a great place to come to if you're new to rules-based trading. If you're tired of watching folks to just sit on live streams and watch charts, real-time charts, it just, guys, I've been doing this longer than I haven't, okay? That says something about my age, I know, but it says something about my experience as well. And I want to at least offer those of you who've been in the emotional round of trading, those of you who've been on, taking hopium. Hopium is not, I look at deltas, I look at thetas, I look at Vegas, and I try to work them into a program that you can understand them easily. But I don't use hopium. Is not part of our strategy here. So, and you know what? I got to do a video on spammers too. I got to do a video that tells you what to look for, what to look out for in the spamming environment, because there's so much of them out there. And so I definitely got to do that and help those of you that are here that really want to understand education maybe I'll put that in a rookie mistake to avoid. That could be a good rookie mistake to avoid too. So anyway, guys, thank you all so much for joining. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you on my next video. Our next live stream will be next Monday to the moon at noon, and I will talk to you all then. Thanks again. Bye now.